Hey, welcome to Brunch with Brian. And we're live today on Brunch with Brian. And we are talking about it's Landlord Week. So we talked about landlords, and on Teaching Tuesdays, on our Teaching Tuesday call, we talked about landlording in 4 different ways. Okay, so one way is marketing to landlords, finding deals through landlords. That's obviously one of the targets, one of the 4 components of landlording that we like. And so how do we target landlords? We use the landlord opening call script and we call landlords. Okay, now tomorrow I'm going to talk about when a property manager picks up. Okay, so what do you do if because a lot of times when you call a landlord, a property manager will answer. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a good thing. So a lot of times you can get some really good referrals from landlords that will lead to, good business. Good morning, Charlie. Good to see you. And Doris, always nice to see you here. And so when you are working with landlords and you're calling off of this script, your conversion line is basically just saying, hey, obviously you're, looking to rent the house. Would you consider maybe a rent to own? And then you just kind of explain it, and we're going to take care of all the maintenance and repairs. Again, what's a landlord looking for? A monthly payment, no hassles. What can we offer? That's exactly what we offer, a monthly payment and no hassles. So yes, I want you guys to be targeting landlords for marketing purposes. And then tomorrow I'm going to talk about what you do if a property manager picks up. And there is an opening call for that. So we have an opening call script for that as well. Now, today I wanted to focus on how do you fix the problems of being a landlord? Okay, so people, that those 2 words, disgruntled and landlord, almost go together, don't they? So it's like you hear that a lot because landlords are dealing with tenants, and tenants have a lot of issues. Tenants want to live in the Taj Mahal, and they're paying you for, they're paying you $1,000 a month. So again, what do you do to sort of solve some of the problems? What are the 2 biggest problems of being a landlord? Why do you not want to own, 20 or 30 or 50 properties and have cash flow coming in every month? Well, the babysitting aspect, okay? You don't have to babysit all those properties, and you don't want the little niggling expenses and sometimes big expenses that come along unexpectedly. Okay, so how do we fix those 2 things? How do we cover your big expenses? How do we give you nice margins? Because the landlord lives on skinny margins sometimes. If you have 10 rental properties and you're getting $200 a month positive cash flow on all of them, you could be very, you might have some equity, but you're going to be cash poor. You're going to be living on skinny margins and then you've got repairs that pop up and you're already on a skinny margin. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, and that's why we like that lease purchase program. So basically the answer is lease purchasing instead of just leasing, which is just doing a straight rental. So anybody who, now, if you guys have done that lease purchase program, you're going to be collecting a non-refundable option deposit up front. Okay, so write that down. That's an important phrase. Somebody could put that in the chat. Non-refundable option deposit. And now you're going to tell the lease purchase tenant buyer, that's who we're dealing with. We're not dealing with just a tenant or a renter. We're dealing with a tenant buyer, and you're becoming a landlord seller. Okay, now you're not going to sell it until they go out and get a new mortgage and get qualified. So that's their goal, is to, and you're not going to necessarily babysit that process. So the whole idea is, write this down, set it and forget it. Somebody write that one down. Non-refundable option deposit. We call it the NROD, non-refundable option deposit. So that's what gives you that cushion. That's what enables you and empowers you to not live on skinny margins. So we love those non-refundable option deposits, and hopefully instead of first and last months and a little security deposit, you're getting 10,000 or 20,000. Okay, that gives you the cushion. Always keep some in reserves in case something happens, but other than that, that's spendable cash to you. That's part of your profit margin. And if they move out, it's not like you have to bring that money back in. You just show the lender that they paid it to you. Okay, so that takes care of living on skinny margins. What was the other thing we didn't like about being a landlord? was that you were worried about taking care of all the properties, all those maintenance calls all the time. So especially when you start getting to have 5 or 10 properties or more, that starts to be a decent amount of maintenance, especially depending on if they're older properties or what the story is. So how do you avoid this? With the lease purchase program, a part of that program is making them responsible for the repairs. So that's a key part of the lease purchase program. Your lease purchase tenant buyer is responsible for all the repairs and maintenance on the house. So you make clear that up front, and that really relieves you of all the hassles of being a landlord. So whenever you're looking at a deal, you're going to consider the two options. You can do one of two. You can either do a lease option, lease purchase, or rent to own. All those mean the same thing. Or you can do just a straight rental. So since with a rent to own or a lease purchase, since you're getting that big non-refundable option deposit, plus they have to take care of the house, all the maintenance and repairs, why would you not sometimes use that as an exit strategy? Well, the main reason is if you don't want to risk the house selling. We have a few houses in our portfolio that I am trying to save for the kids, or that I have a sentimental connection to, that I just don't want to see sell. Or we have some really great seller financing. That's the other thing. What if some seller gives you a subject to deal where you have a $500 a month cash flow, you've got the house for indefinitely, the rest of the mortgage and beyond, and you have a really good spread? Well, you don't want to take the chance maybe sometimes that somebody's going to qualify and take that house out of your portfolio. So in that case, then you would also do a straight rental. All right, so that's a couple of reasons why to choose that of being a straight landlord. Now, if you are a landlord and you are dealing with repairs and you're dealing with normal renters, that's when you want to consider, maybe should I hire a management company? So you're probably going to give out about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10% of your rent, per month, depending on the management company that you're working with. And so you're going to see if it's worth it. And some properties are not hard to manage if they're newer and they're easier and you get good people in there. You shouldn't be setting yourself up for management headaches. So if you pick the right renter, you can probably manage them yourself. But it's up to you, and it sort of depends on how many you get. And if you want to assign someone else to do it, like one of your kids or someone in your organization. Okay, so that's the lowdown on renting versus rent to own, being a landlord versus being a landlord seller, and why you would want to go either route. So that's an important part of landlording, as is going to landlords and marketing to them and trying to buy their properties. So tomorrow we're going to talk about what happens when a property manager picks up, and we have a special script for that. And I want you to get great referrals from property managers. Okay, Isabel, you got a whole big comment. You always have great comments, and oh, that's great. Okay, well, that's great. I'm really glad you're going to just sell it. You're seeing it 10 years from now, paying even more. That's right. Wow, that's great. So sentimental attachment. And like I said, guys, if you want to leave a house for yourself or one of your kids, that's a big reason why you want to hang on to some of your rentals. All right, so great to see everybody today. And you know what? I think I'm going to send out an email that has a link to the Teaching Tuesday call that's all about landlording, in case you missed it, because I know a few of you guys missed it. So I'm going to send out an email today or tomorrow that has that an attachment to that call, a link. All right, so I love landlording. Okay, actually, I love being a landlord seller. Okay, because that's when you're working with lease purchase. How about we say this? I love lease purchasing because that is the exit strategy. I love rent owns. I love lease purchasing. How about you, Willow? Come here. You want to say hi to everybody? Come on. Come on, baby. Ah, yeah, she wants to say hi. So Willow's always hanging around. Her head looks so big. Big old girl. Okay, so I love, let's say, I love being a landlord. Okay, let's go. That's our affirmation for today. Ready? I love being a landlord. 3 times on 3. 1, 2, 3. I love being a landlord. I love being a landlord. I love being a landlord. Do you love being a landlord, baby? All right, because landlords make money while they're sleeping. You just want to have lots of properties and build up your cash flow and build up your long-term wealth over time. That's why we love buy and hold properties and being a landlord. Let's start deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Big smile. Willow's chiming in today. Another deep breath in. With a smile. And one more. You want to join in? Okay, Willow's joining in. All right, great. Have a great day today, guys. Let's call some landlords. Remember, the goal was to call between 5 or 10 landlords. And if you can't find that landlord opening call script, call the office. Let us know, 888-RICH-NOW. Or you can always send us an email at support@thewolfcouple.com, support@thewolfcouple.com. We'll get you that script. I would love to see you guys get some landlord deals this week and have some appointments to go see some properties this weekend. So until I see you tomorrow, keep expecting success, taking lots of action, and getting awesome training. See you tomorrow.